All right. I love how it tells me recording in progress because I didn't push the button or anything. Anyways, so hello to you guys. I hope everybody is doing well out there because the energies are absolutely insane in the membrane. I know there's a song that like that, and it's very fitting for today. Not just today, this last week, 2 weeks, month. It feels like every single day that gets going more and more and more, these energies just get ramping up. I just want to talk about this real quick before we jump right in because I've had a lot of messages recently, and I'm going to digress for a minute here, squirrel moment. Please know, you guys, that if you're trying to contact me to book, that you have to go through the address and phone number on my website. That's the only way you can book. You can't book through Instagram. You can't book through Facebook. You can't book through text message. You can't book through anything like that because otherwise it's like things coming at me all over the place and I get overwhelmed. I can't do it that way. Everything goes through my sister, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing sister. She gets it all scheduled for me. So you have to go to my website. Anyway, so there is a lot, I've been getting a lot of messages recently where everybody is just trying to keep up with the changes that are going on. There is a lot of chaos going on and a lot of change where what I mean by change is where we think that things are going great and then all of a sudden there's like some kink in the plan or something and everything just feels like it goes askew or sideways or on a different timeline almost. And I just want you to remember one thing. If this is what's going on in your world, deep breaths, practice the pause, which can be the most difficult thing to do, but is the most important thing to do. Practice the pause, take a deep breath, and then tell your higher power and your loved ones to light the way, that this is where I want to go, but I need some help to light the way because I can't see the path in front of me. And when you do that, the negativity, the chaos will clear and the answer will come. I've had a lot of messages. I'm a little concerned because I've had a lot of messages lately from people that are just done and they have talked about suicide. They have talked about just, I can't keep doing this anymore. It's been 2 years of lockdowns and shutdowns and quite honestly, tyranny. So please, you guys, just remember that we are not alone here. There is higher vibrational beings and non-physical consciousness. I don't know no other way to explain God, but consciousness, non-physical consciousness that is here with us. But we have to get more used to asking for the help we need instead of complaining or freaking out about the chaos that comes in. Does that make sense? So you guys, please take a deep breath. I'm feeling it too, just so you know. I'm feeling it in my own life. This is why Like and Share Tarot had to like take a pause for a bit. This is why I haven't been able to respond to every single message like I used to, and why things have just kind of slowed down with THM for a bit, because this last year I lost one of my best friends in the whole world. I lost my dad. I lost my stepdad. My best friend lost her dad. There's been a lot of loss, right? So when this happens, we have to slow down and take time one step at a time. So no more messages about suicide. Talk to God and tell him to show you what you need, or light the way so that you can get to where you're wanting to go. All right, that being said, let's jump right in, and I'm just going to go with the order that we showed up. So Amanda, David, I'm starting with you. You got to take your mute.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. What's interesting is the grandmother figure that's above you right now. She's not wasting no time. She just jumps right in and she's like got her arms around your shoulders, which is my symbol for like protection. And she's like, she needed to know that you're not the only one going through this chaos. Do you understand what she's talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's do this connection exercise because we haven't even started. That's just what she said as soon as I connected to your energy.
Okay.
And then just so you know, she said, and this is why you didn't come on Saturday and you waited till today. It's almost like you were going to, or last Tuesday, but then you held back a week. She's like,
yeah,
this is why. I love how they always know. Okay, both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus.
Okay.
Interesting. So she's not validating who she is. I'm pretty sure it's grandmother. I get like grandma gush off of her. She's not doing any validation because I think she's come through so many times before and that you know exactly who she is.
Yeah.
But what she did say is that she showed me like somebody pulling the rug out from underneath of somebody's feet. And then she goes, pull the rug out. Are you kidding me? We're on Aladdin's like magic carpet ride here. She's like, that's the feeling of being just completely along for the ride kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
She said that you got to perceive it though. This is why she's using this analogy. That's interesting. This is a new one for me. I've never seen this before. And she's, just so you know, she's quite proud of herself that she's bringing through a new analogy for me. Because she said, you got to look at it this way, sweetie, is that you are flying. So there's a feeling of moving fast paced, right? And there's a feeling of how are we going to perceive this now? Are we going to look at this? Like if you think about the movie, and granted, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie Aladdin. But Aladdin in the beginning, when he takes, what is the princess's name? Jasmine. When he first takes her on the carpet ride, he's like all confident. He's been on this thing a million times. He knows it zips and zags and up and down and he's good. And she's like, whoa, it's all about perception, right? Your grandma's showing me this and she's saying, listen, we're on a magic carpet ride and it doesn't have to be scary. Relax into it and just know that where this carpet is taking you is exactly where you've asked for to be. The thing is, you've asked to be somewhere and you're making choices and decisions that are taking you in the opposite direction. So life is changing things around to take you in the direction of what you've asked for. Does that make sense?
It does.
She gave you the rose. That's my symbol for birthday, anniversary, something that happens once a year. And she's putting the test on the fridge, which is my symbol for doing better with something, but I don't think it's school. Did you just get a promotion or a new job or something like this?
I actually reduced my hours at work. I was supposed to be working my last year's working hours, but it's this weird thing, but I reduced my hours at work. And just before I started work, it's crazy. When I'm listening to this, it's crazy because just before I started work, I didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
And I was just back and forth. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. My wife was telling me, she's like, you need to take at least a week off. And then we got sick. And then I just found out today that everyone in my household tested positive for COVID, except for my son.
Oh.
I've been trying to be okay with this process. And
you know, as you're telling me this is why I'm seeing, okay, so I have to stop you here because this is why she's telling you to change your perception around this, okay? So because I want you to understand that testing positive for COVID right now is actually not a hugely bad thing because you're young, you have no comorbidity, you have a 99.999% chance of recovery, and now you have the antibodies to get better, to fight it off. Do you understand?
Yeah, we had this conversation before.
Exactly. And you recognize you're not dying right now, right? I know there's been a lot of fear porn in the news and things like that, but you recognize that you're not dying right now, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had the chicken pox?
Yes, when I was a baby.
When I was growing up, our parents used to say, oh, your friend Jimmy has the chicken pox. Make sure you go rub up against them, eh? You haven't had them yet. Why did they tell us that? Because they knew that if we get them, then our body develops the immunity to fight them off so that we are actually protected against them. Because if you wait to get them when you're older, it's more dangerous, right?
Yeah.
I want you to remember that as far as your kids, they're not in any danger. That explains to me why grandma stepped forward immediately with her hands on your shoulders as far as protection, right? And that's
Mhm.
why she's showing me the Aladdin rug with the wind going on underneath of you. And you heard what I was talking about when we first started this reading or this group,
Yeah.
right? This is
Mhm.
exactly what she's saying. You have to look at this as this is happening for you, not to you. You've been asking for the right job and the right placements and these things in your world, but the actions that you were taking were not taking you towards those new things that you were asking for. So life is going to reposition you a bit, and it might look like you're about to drop off of a cliff right before the net appears and carries you to exactly where you ask to be. Does that make sense?
It does.
This is protection, sweetie. This is protection. And she's like commenting about the little guy. This is like, is he under 2? The one that did
He's
not get it?
no, he's 6.
Interesting. Because she's making me feel like the younger they are, the better the immunity, and what a little warrior he is. She actually, do you know what she's showing me? That actually makes more sense if he's a little older, because I'm seeing him like being very nurturing for a 6-year-old, like bringing
He
people
is.
juice and like just being like, are you okay? Very, very nurturing.
He has, like, since we got sick, we've been telling the kids that they can't come close, and like he stares at us from a distance and he's like, Mommy, I just really want to hug you and I love you and I are you feeling better? Like he's asking all the questions every single day, and he's been amazing through this, and I'm so excited for this to be over because I need to hug them.
Exactly. May I recommend put a mask on and hug your children if you have to. Wash your hands, do what you have to do. I'm not saying go kiss them all over and lick their face or anything, but I'm saying that if you make all of your choices and decisions right now in this state of lack, in this state of I can't, that energy, that feeling of restriction, then it's going to bring your energy down and take you longer to heal. Even if only once a day you get yourself all suited up, do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel protected, but hug your children. Do not go days without hugging your children because of a cold that has a 99.9999999% chance of making or of him healing through. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The lack of a hug is
I
going
just
to do more damage than the cold.
I need to tell you that we had this conversation before when COVID first happened, and you told me all of this stuff before. And that's honestly what's been getting me through this. When I sit there and think, all I can hear is you telling me all of that. And it's like, okay, Tracy, thank you. Like, I think about you a lot and I hear your words a lot. And
Well,
it's
that gives
helping.
me peace. Thank you for telling me that, because for someone like me who's been aware of what's really going on, and I can't talk about it too much on here, but I've been aware since like day one, and I've lost my Facebook page because of it. Like I've had them come after me because of what I've been telling people, right? So it's extraordinarily frustrating for me to be in this position and have the knowledge, but not be able to tell too many people about it, and to watch people just like sheep to the slaughter. You know what I mean? It's extraordinarily frustrating. So let me just say, I'm very proud of you. And I want you to know I can feel your grandma's pride for you right now. And not just pride, yes, protection as well. But there's another emotion here. What is this? Hold on. Admiration. I got to tell you, admiration, because she's very proud of your strength throughout this. She's proud of the way that you've been able to change your mindset, because she's showing me in the past this would have brought you down. This would have got you into a tizzy, is what she shows me. I get into those. I call them tizzies. That's an emotional mindset that's not helpful. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of get spiraled into it. And she's like, this time you're taking deep breaths, you're moving forward. Again, she's handing you the rose. Who's got the birthday or the anniversary or the event that just passed or is coming up?
Well, my birthday is next month, and it was just my uncle's birthday yesterday, her son.
Does your uncle smoke?
Yes, he
Because
does.
she took the cigarette out of his mouth and broke it in half and said, no more of that. I don't know if she used to bug him about it when she was here, but she totally is bugging him about the smoking on the other side. Almost like she's telling him we don't smoke in the house. Was he smoking in the house?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Well, that's her way of letting you know that she's watching over him, because I'm not peering in his windows to know something like that. And you don't know, you would have to ask. So trust me, it's because she's there with him at that moment. So let him know that she's watching over him and to wish him a happy birthday.
Okay.
She goes, now change your perception in the way you're looking at this, because you are being repositioned to be in exactly the right spot at exactly the right time. Oh, that just gave me the shivers for a second there, because there's two Amandas that are members right now. And in the very beginning, you were the first person on here. And I was talking to Tammy and my sister, and I was saying, I have two Amandas. Which one is this? And I'm pretty sure I know which one this is, because I can feel the difference in their energy. And as soon as I said that, my other Amanda jumped on, and I'm like, wow, that's synchronicity. So Spirit is working very hard. Spirit language is very multifaceted, right? And that is one of the ways that they are letting you know that, again, just like I said to the other Amanda, you are at exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Because if you weren't, that wouldn't line up that way. So they are utilizing all of these synchronicities to let you know that what you think is chaos is actually just the world around you. Have you ever seen the Lego movie?
Yeah.
You know how they like build as they go?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want you to think of this as. As you look back, you might see the chaos of the world around you crumbling, but that's because they're using those blocks to build the new in the way that you've asked for, not in the way that you think you want or it's going to look. Because if it was in the way that you thought it was, and if it was in the old, then you would have had it already. So they have to rearrange all those blocks to make it you line up with that. But Spirit's sending you synchronicities to let you know that you are lining up. Does that make sense?
It does.
Deep breath. She loves you so much. She's pulling her energy back.
I have a question.
Yes.
My wife is wondering about her brother.
He goes, when you say that, he goes, the one time I shut my mouth and here she wants me to step forward. Because that's interesting. He usually comes forward in your readings, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Slow this down. He said, tell her baby steps and to continue. I'll be honest, I see an emotional purge. I feel like she's got to be honest emotionally, and this is something she's learning to do right now. He also put his arms around her shoulders in a sense of protection, and then he showed me my symbol for pride. I feel like for whatever reason, maybe it's not the easiest for her to open up emotionally, but I think she's been trying to recently. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Let her know that he's proud of her for this. And then he just gave her a key, and he said, literally, joy is the key. Make your choices and decisions based on joy, not fear, and everything will turn out. And sometimes in order to make that choice or decision based on joy, you have to have a lot of courage. You have to take those risks and put your heart on the line and risk being rejected. And that is the only thing that makes the reciprocation worth it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
She's like, yes, if the reciprocation came without even trying, you wouldn't value it at all. Baby steps.
She says thank you.
And trust me, he's there as well. He keeps, as they're pulling their energy back, I heard him say, I like her hair like that. Tell her I like her hair like that.
That's funny. I just braided her hair this morning.
Did you? There you go. So he's with you. He knows.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome. All right. Jen, I got to go to you. Maybe I just want to go to you because I can feel that testosterone all around you. I'm in a mood today. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit pissed off at the world. I'm a little bit happy-go-lucky and a little bit hyper. So this is what you get. How you doing?
Good.
I'm good.
That's a lot less boring than, or a lot more boring than me, but good is good. Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Oh, Jen. Okay, so get out of my head yet. Let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor.
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then I want you to blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, so sweetie, I know your dad's on the other side, but he's stepping forward with a dog, and talking about the dog and a rainbow bridge. I know what the rainbow bridge means. Has your dog recently passed, or is she sick? Like, I know you have an older dog, but do you know what he's talking
Actually,
about?
do you know what's really weird? Is a few years ago, I can't remember how many. Well, it's probably like 11 years ago. I went to Detroit for my birthday weekend or week, and my dad ran over my dog, and this would be the anniversary of him running over him.
Shut up right now.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
mean, Sophie is old, and
No, you're
I don't
right.
know if
Like,
she's
this is what you've been with me long enough to know that they bring up the details that are to do with your world. And he's never brought up a dog before. And that's exactly, and if it's on the anniversary of the date that he ran over your dog, trust me, that's what he's talking about. That's so funny. So it's his way to just not funny that he ran over your dog. You got to understand. He's like, I had to
No.
wait for you to be in the right sarcastic mood for me to do this one. But it's his way of going, look, dog's here. Do I get a get out of jail free card yet? Dog's here. And I do feel a feeling of one of your dogs is getting to that stage coming up here soon. So it's not an accident that he's bringing this up now, because when she gets over there, she's got tons of playmates, let me tell you.
Oh, she's got a lot.
Okay, what does that mean? Slow this down. So you have the grandfather stepping forward as well, but I feel like this is mom's dad.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's very much dressed up, just so you know. Like, I don't know if he used to wear a hat or a fedora or something, but I'm seeing like a suit or all dressed up. Do you understand that?
No.
Why is he all dressed up? So do you know somebody else that would match that description? There could be another energy coming in. But I'm pretty sure it's a grandfather. He goes above you. I'm seeing the V. I'm pretty sure this is, I heard Grandpa Vic. And I know that you must have told me that before because it's in my library. But he's dressed up. Do you understand? Why?
He didn't dress up very often. I mean, he always wore button-up shirts, but like that's what farmers do.
Yeah, no, he's dressed up. And I asked him why, and he's making me feel like we're celebrating, and I'm not sure what. Hold on. So, interesting you're on today's call. Because I do see some change coming up. This is what he's showing me, that there is some major change that's about to happen in your world. And did you hear that analogy beforehand of Aladdin's flying carpet and one person perceiving this as like, woohoo, this is fun, another one perceiving it as, oh my God, I'm dying. He's like,
Yeah.
make sure that when this happens, that you get excited, not scared, because there's some kind of change up coming on that is going to bring quick advancement. Slow this down. It feels like there's something going on around work where I've been just kind of stuck. There's a kind of stagnant energy here. And it's not stagnant in the sense of emotional, like you hate it. It's more stagnant in the sense of moving up, like it's like there was a block or something there. And all of a sudden it's like somebody comes and takes that pin out, and then it's like boom, 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 boom. Did your company almost go under? Do you know what they're talking about?
I mean, I know they didn't budget very well for this contract, so I don't know. I'm not privy to that information, but
You know there's some chaos going on behind the scenes.
yeah.
Okay. Just be prepared because your dad is coming through and your grandfather's coming through saying that if this chaos comes like all over the place and it looks scary, just know that this is happening for you, not to you. Your dad is showing me a lot of, it's so funny. Your dad always talks about two things, Jen, work and dating every time.
Mm-hmm.
Funny when I say that, I feel your grandmother step forward. Your mom's mom is on the other side as well.
No.
This is dad's mom.
Yep.
She's very, very nurturing, very protective that she comes in as soon as we start talking about dating. I can feel, I gotta be honest, there's an energy around the dating as getting more used to it, like feeling okay about dating again. Do you understand this? Not getting too frustrated about one specific person, just letting it be whatever it will be kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Well, one guy has been there for a year. I kind of tested the waters in other places, but yeah.
This guy that's been there for a year, did he just try to get serious? I just saw a ring. Did he just try to get serious?
Well, there's talk of me moving to the island.
So this is starting to get serious.
Yeah.
This is what he's talking about, why they're dressing up and why they're getting all excited and talking about congratulations and celebrations because, and this would make sense why your dad is saying you're starting to relax into this a little bit. Do you know what I mean? When you say there's talk of me moving to the island, you were already there once, weren't you?
Not yet.
Why is he showing me there was, I don't, what's the right word? A weekend, an encounter? I don't know what word to use. You guys get together already?
Well, what do you mean? Like we've basically lived together at camp for the past year.
I see. Because your dad just keeps saying, you said he's on the island, but your dad's showing me this, which is that the two of you have been connected. And I'm like, well, that's not making sense because I'm seeing that you've already been connected. I'm not seeing long distance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been at camp. Yeah.
You know, this is going to be good, I think, for you to feel, because he's stepping away from camp, isn't he?
Well, his project is coming to an end, but I mean, there is potential for him to move to other spots on site because he is the head guy for that company on site. So
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back, if there's some other opportunity that takes him in another direction. Because I'll tell you something, what they've been showing me, and your dad won't show me specifically, all I can tell you is that all of these changes that are about to come in right now are going to reposition you to be in a position to receive what you've asked for. This relationship feels, I gotta pull my card on it this again because it feels a lot more relaxed and comfortable than the last time that I talked to you. And maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Trusting. I feel like you trusted a little bit more. Do you understand that?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, see the cards that flip over? You didn't really see this coming. Okay, I love this. You see this card, the Four of Cups. You see how there's three cups down in front of him and he's like, bored, whatever. Somebody's offering him a fourth one. He's not even really looking at it. He's like, whatever, I'm bored of this. In the beginning, this was the energy you had. I'm not sure if this is the right guy for me. I'm going to look over here. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? This is the work, passion. I gotta tell you, I think this is a very sexual, charismatic, passionate kind of woman, this card. Do you know what I mean? If this is how he's looking at you, then this is a good thing because now we got this one and it's one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is wishes fulfilled and abundance. Uh-oh, where'd you go?
Oh, he's calling right now.
Again,
Sorry.
synchronicity. Do you see this? This is abundance of everything that you've asked for. Just turn yourself towards it. Turn yourself towards this cup. Get rid of this attitude of, yeah, well, whatever, this is nothing. There's a lot of passion, charisma, and energy in this if you make the right choices and decisions. But I'll be honest, it feels like being at camp muddles it a little bit. So life just may take him away from camp atmosphere so that you can take yourself over to where he is and you guys are in a more peaceful, kind of less competitive atmosphere, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Just know it's about to get interesting. Your loved ones are there, and if it looks like it's a magic carpet ride from hell at first, just buckle down, hold on, and ask them to show you where you're going. Ask them to light the way, and you'll see how this is happening for you and not to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He goes, by the way, I like what you did with the place, and I'm seeing them spinning or turning your stuff around. Did you just redecorate or move your stuff around in your room wherever you are at camp?
Not really.
You say not really. He says, yes, you did, and he's not going to let me move on until we figure this out. You either changed some pictures on the wall, you moved some furniture around. There's something that you did that is like different in your room. Throw this down. Did you buy new bedding recently?
A while ago, I bought a new duvet cover, but it's still sitting in the package at home. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time at home. If this move happens, I have to get rid of basically probably 90% of my shit because there's no point in moving all that stuff across the mountains.
Have you see? I get the feeling that it's already happened. So chew on this because I see I'm not sure what it freaking means. He's not being extremely clear. But I get the feeling it's already happened. So maybe it's not your home space. Maybe I'm in your office space or something like that. But there's something about a redecoration, things being moved around. Literally physically moved around. And that's why I think think about the bed is I saw him jumping on the bed. Down. Is it so you're living at camp, right?
Yeah, well, 2 weeks at a time.
And you're going home very shortly?
Next week, halfway between.
I still don't know what this is, but it feels like in your present, it doesn't, or in your very recent past. So if this hasn't happened yet, have you been thinking about getting rid? Actually, here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Sometimes it's not as complicated as I'm making it in my head. So, because he's showing me changing everything around and that it looks great like this, or it will look great, it'll be okay. I feel like what he's trying to do is reassure you. If you just said that you've been thinking about in order to move over there with him, or you've been worrying about in order to move over there with him, you'd have to get rid of a bunch of your stuff. Your dad knows what you're thinking. I don't. That's why it's confusing me. But he knows what you're thinking. And this is why he's trying to give you a bunch of reassurance that it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. And I think what he's showing me is starting earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like if you know you're leaving 2 months from now, start now, because you'll have everything you need up until the time you go, and they're helping you with this. I'm seeing a lot of synchronization. Whoever's on this call today is receiving a lot of synchronization in their world today, right now, and he's absolutely showing me that. So he's taking away the fear. Don't be afraid if you've got to get rid of some of your stuff. It's just stuff. It's replaceable, right? And then he goes, Mom's got a basement. So does she? I think what he's meaning is that there's places that you can store it with other people. You know what I mean? Certain things. Look at the positives, not the negatives. That's exactly what he just said. Don't talk yourself out of this because you might have to get rid of a few pots and pans. You know what I mean? He's pulling his energy back. Just know your grandfather's there too. I'd say get excited about something. There's some kind of celebration. You know, I had my grandmother's first husband show up one day. I've never even met the guy, but I have his cross on my wall. Long story. Anyway, he showed up in my living room one day and said the whole family was here because they wanted to be here for what was about to happen. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it was a day or 2 days later when there was an extraordinarily important moment in my life. And it just blew my mind that they were there right before that. This is the same energy your grandfather's approaching me in. Very excited, kind of celebratory energy. Maybe it's that you're finally making this decision to make a choice based on love, not fear. You understand
It's
that?
also, I mean, it is my birthday and on Thursday, but
It's what?
my birthday on Thursday. So who knows?
Oh my God. Well, that could explain why he's dressed up. I just asked your dad, why didn't you show me the rose? He's like, the last time I talked to you, Tracy, I told her happy birthday. And he's like, what, do you want me to be a broken record? Slow this down. But your grandfather, see, this is what I love about the dead, and it can be frustrating as a medium because I'm not in your life. I don't know why, right? But he's showing me respect, or showing you respect, not me. So what did you say? He never dressed up very often. He's dressed up for you. Don't forget. And he's smoking over there. So's your dad. Did they both smoke?
Grandpa did.
He gave one to your dad. Oh my goodness, son. I gotta stop them here because they're, whatever these changes are, they're putting you on almost like a completely different timeline. And it's like I just see this reel of like all these possibilities that come into your play or into play. So all I can tell you is make your choices based on love, not fear at this moment in time. And don't let yourself get afraid no matter what happens. And the next time we talk, tell me what happens that's so crazy that they're all like excited for.
Okay.
I'm gonna let them pull their energy back. I hope that was helpful anyway. And happy birthday, sweetie.
Thank you.
Just throwing balloons at you as they're pulling their energy back. Okay. There's a lot of birthdays here because as we say that, I know Amanda was talking about a birthday coming up. You were talking about a birthday. I saw somebody else bringing in a birthday. Okay, Chloe, you haven't been on here forever. I'm going to you first. I'm going to try to get to the other people, but I'm trying to go to the people that haven't had a reading the longest, if that makes sense, just in case we run out of time today. I know we've talked on the phone, but I haven't actually read you for a while, so this should be interesting. How you doing?
Okay.
Did you weren't on this call for the very beginning part of it, and I want you to go back and I want you to listen to the beginning part of this, okay?
I heard some of it.
Okay, yeah, Shane. Get out of my head. Let's do this connecting exercise. Ready? Here we go. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body. And I want you to blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. So here we go. So obviously right away, I'm just going to jump in because I know Shane's on the other side, but which is your fiance, just in case so people who are watching can keep up. Your fiance who passed away when you were pregnant with your son. And both your grandparents are here, by the way, as well. They all three come together and they said, you need to remember that they're on your team as well. And your grandfather's showing me his muscles and his shotgun. Sorry, I kind of know what's going on in your world, so I understand that completely. He's coming through in a very protective way, and he's going, what are you worried about? What are you worried about? We got this. He's showing me a few things. He's showing me the meme, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can lead somebody to knowledge, but you can't make them think.
You know, right as you said something about a shotgun, I get a no caller ID. I wonder who that is. But anyways, continue.
See, the problem is, do you know what your grandfather showed me when you said that? He said the problem is that you keep opening the darn door and letting them all in. He's
Yeah.
like, I keep trying to shoot them from this side, Tracy. All of this drama, all of these attacks, because you've been under some spiritual attacks recently. And so he's trying to shoot them and trying to get you redirected into a safe place. And you're like, no, Grandpa, I want to go back there and fight with those guys. And Grandpa's like, oh, okay, let me get my gun. I'm coming. But you just keep wanting to get in the fight instead of going through the door that takes you.
Well, you know what? Today I actually didn't get into the fight because it continued on today and I actually said nothing. I said not
Good.
one thing.
Good
And you know
girl.
what time? So I haven't been watching them, but the 127, right? So
Yeah.
at 10:27, I got a message from a woman saying that basically her child had been in the same situation as my child, but that her husband was alive and her husband cut off his whole family from her and her husband had her kids back. And I took that as like Shane being like, I have your motherfucking back. My bad.
Do you know what song he's playing in my head?
What?
The song I Will Follow Him. It's a very old song. Sorry, I'm dating myself. Have you ever heard that song? I will follow him wherever he may go. I can't sing. It's an old song. I'll send it to you. How's that? It's about somebody's absolute devotion and love towards somebody. And you just have to remember that, again, they have your back and you don't have to fight these battles. You and I've talked about this many times. Focus forward, right? Focus forward. Due to this being the anniversary of your fiance's passing, this is where you took the bait, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of took the bait. And so
Yep.
who wins in that situation?
They did because they saw me get mad.
So that's okay.
And you know what? You know how we talked yesterday and we said something about the dad?
Yes.
Well, the dad said that it's never been a plan to take my name off
I'm
of the
telling you, he's not involved in this. And
yeah.
this is what I'm saying. And this is their message for you. And this is what Shane's saying. And that's why you're getting the message from him that he's got your back. And that's what their message is today as well, is that they have your back. So you have to stop freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Boy, I can come up and say, you're a purple penguin. And are you going to get pissed off? No, because you're not a purple penguin. Who cares what I think? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to stop.
Look, like this
caring what
morning,
people think.
they screenshotted a picture of me and made it their profile picture. And it's like, what do you gain from doing that? Like you edit
Because
me?
you gave them the remote control,
I didn't
sweetheart.
say
Listen to
anything
me.
about
Listen to me.
Yeah,
Listen
go.
to me. When you got mad when they did those other things, you gave them the remote control and said, okay, here, now this is how you push my buttons and get me to react. So they're sitting there with this remote control going, dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah.
And you got to stop giving a shit. Excuse my language too. But it's got to mean nothing. And you got to remember that they have your back. And if you are turning around and looking behind you and trying to fight those battles, then you're not focused forward and you're going to miss the opportunities that are coming right in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, hold on. Slow this down. He wants to talk about, he's breaking in about something else. He's like off topic now. He's like, I love what my girls were wearing today. Oh, my girl. What did she choose to wear today? Because I feel like you've been letting the little one. Is this Everly?
What were we gonna say? Letting what?
You've been letting her like pick her own clothes, or there's some more
Elena.
flexibility in there about what she's wearing. And he's
Elena.
talking about, can you believe what she's wearing today? It's okay. It looks so cute.
Yeah, I used to like fight with her on what to wear, but now I just like let her do her own thing.
He knows that. He shows me when you say that, he's like, there's peace in the house now. She's
Yeah,
a
like
little fashionista, hey?
Lena will be a fashion designer when she's older.
Yeah,
But she
she
just
told
needs
me
to learn
that.
a little bit better. Or maybe I need to learn. I don't know. Either one.
You are learning to relax and let her do her own thing. Kind of the same way you have to relax and let them help you. If you remember that somebody's there and has your back, then you don't have to fight every battle yourself. You can just keep moving forward and not worry about it. You know what he showed me? He showed me focus forward, and he's like, what about school? What about school? So I feel like your focus has been off school this last week. And not that you
Not
didn't
even just
deserve.
the last week, just like since this has happened, like last night, I had like a night class and I was so upset by what was going on that I logged off early and my teacher said it was okay because she understood what was going on. But I was like, I
Yep.
couldn't even focus. Like I couldn't even
That's
like,
what I'm saying. She doesn't deserve this. This girl who is messing with your life and torturing you does not deserve that. Don't give that to her. She doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve anything. And if you stop caring about what she's saying, I promise you everyone else will too. The only
Yeah.
reason that they're screen capping this stuff and sending it to you is because they think you will care. When you
Yeah.
stop caring, they will too. And she loses all power over you. Then right now, she's got your remote control and she can control whether you do good at school, whether you don't, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're angry. She gets to control everything like that. And that's what's really pissing you off.
Yeah, I
That,
just ate for the first time in 24 hours because this whole thing's made me so sick. Like, and it's been a long
but
time.
I want you to understand that this whole thing didn't make you sick. You allowing it to be in your world made you sick. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's a difference. You can't control what anyone else in the world is going to do. There is sick puppies in this world. I know from personal experience. Sick
Yeah.
puppies in this world.
Yeah.
All you can control is how you react to what's happening. That's what we were talking about in the beginning that you missed, is
Yeah.
that there is a shitstorm going on in the world right now. And as far as I can tell, nobody is exempt from this shitstorm. It is hitting everybody. And the way that you get through this storm is by saying, okay, God, my higher power, show me why this is happening. This is where I want to go. This is still my destination, but I don't know how to get there through the shit's flying my way. I can't see through it. I need you to light the way for me and show me how to get through this. And you know what? He will. And when you start taking control of that, the crap that's being thrown at you will have no power. It won't even hit you anymore. Have you ever heard in the Bible, there's a saying, and I wish I could remember the exact name of the Bible quote for you to go to, but I'm sure you can Google it really easy. That when you are connected to spirit, when you are connected to your higher powers, to God and to your loved ones, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
I want you to think about that statement for a minute. And when you're in a situation like you are right now, and you're under spiritual attack, okay, if you put your energy in trying to control her, it does you no good. It only gives her more control, right?
Yeah.
If you put your energy into controlling you and your space, then she can't, those weapons that she's forming can't prosper against you. They bounce off you and hit her. The way you do that is by recognizing that you are under spiritual attack. I'm not saying take all of that bullshit she's dishing out and go, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Of course it does. But that's where you need to sit down and you need to do your mental work, your vibrational work, even more purposeful than you were doing before.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting down and entertaining 50,000 texts about how these people are trashing you behind your back and letting that burn your heart, you need to tell these people, I don't want to know. I don't care what she's saying. It doesn't affect me. My focus is on school, is on my kids, is on moving forward. Don't bring me that shit on the anniversary of my fiance's death. I know that you are doing this because you think that it's going to help me. It's not. It's hurting me. So stop. You put that boundary up first and foremost and you protect yourself. Then You ask God to fill you with love and light and peace and bring you the people and the messages. What did you do on the day that he passed? You said, guys, you had this amazingly brilliant idea full of love and inspiration for everyone to message you the beautiful, wonderful memories of him, right? That's focus forward. That's bringing in love and light. So now when you're in this situation, after you put the boundaries around you and said, no more of that, I don't want that, you fill yourself with love and light, and you ask God to bring you the people and the situations and the energies and the communications that will fill you with that frequency. And then you rebuke. Do you understand that word, rebuke? That means push away, give back in the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of your higher power, in the name of God, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel safe. Personally, I use all of my angels and spirit guides, God, Jesus, I name them off. It takes me 10 minutes to go through my list. And you just say, thank you for showing me the way through this, because I'm feeling my vibration being attacked and I need some help to feel my vibration going up. I rebuke these spiritual attacks sent my way, these lower vibrational attacks, this evilness. I rebuke it and I send it back to the sender so they may feel the consequences of their actions. And so they will never want to hurt somebody like that again. When you do that, you don't sit down and burn your heart with the messages and the crap that they're sending about you. You've spent that entire hour connected to God and asking for a higher frequency and thinking about the higher frequency and focusing your energy forward, so you will not burn the same way you were burning last night. You will feel protected. You will feel satiated. You will see even more synchronicities and more numbers and more blue jays than you have ever saw in your entire life. And when you sit down to do school, you're going to knock that test off and have 100% and shove that in Miss S's face. How do you like that? You tried to take me down and I got 100% on you. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how you do it. You got this, kid. But you're not being punished, honey. You're being trained. You and I both know that you have a spiritual gift that's almost as big as mine. You have an ability to read the synchronicities all around you in a way that most people cannot. Therefore, God is training you. And if you are being trained for something and you're a specialty, you have harder lessons than the kids that are in kindergarten. Right? I know this is tough, but I know you're tougher. And you have some very tough angels with you on the other side as well. You take some deep breaths and you practice your homework in these situations. I don't want you to think about this in a sense of, oh, I really let them get to me and shoot, I shouldn't have done that. I want you to look at this and be like, I'm glad this happened, because now when this happens again, I'm going to handle it differently and I'm going to see where this goes. Do you remember when I said that when somebody hurts you and does something really mean to you and you just get that feeling where you want to have revenge, and that I said, if you can just let it be, let it go, give it to God, that he will take care of it in a way so much better than you ever could, and he will let you watch their downfall. You've seen that happen now with your own physical eyes, right? So when you get in these situations, you literally have to parent yourself through it. You have to be your own best friend and you have to talk yourself through it. And before you know it, everything good, you will start seeing the rewards come in of you maintaining that positive vibration. You were just trained. So this means there's another situation coming around the corner that's going to be a little bit challenging. But this time, you're not going to give her the remote and let her decide how you feel. You're going to put up those boundaries and say, I don't care what she does. She has no effect in my life. She is not allowed in my life. And I want you to look up cord cutting tonight. When you go to bed, I want you to visualize cutting those cords between you and Savannah.
Yeah, I've been doing that with well, whatever. I've been doing that with his mom.
You need to do that with this crazy chick as well, right? She's got far too much time in her hands and she's far too invested in your business.
And she's even started messaging people like, I've done my own readings. No
It
credible
doesn't matter.
medium
You know
is
what? You got to
talk
start
shit about
saying,
someone else's husband with you.
repeat after me. I don't care.
I don't care.
You are not worth my thought.
You are not worth my thought.
You are not worth my energy.
You are not worth my energy.
I control my life,
I control my life.
and you can't stop me.
And you can't stop me.
Now go listen to some Christina Aguilera, Fighters.
Stop. Okay. I will.
Take a deep breath and laugh at how far ahead you're going to be in 1 year and where she's going to be in 1 year. Baby steps, sweetheart. You got this. And they're all with you. You have no doubt about that. You know they're there. They love you so much. They're pulling their energy back, hon.
That's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
It was. It always is.
Aw. He's singing to you, by the way. I don't know what that's about. But as he started to pull his energy back, he showed me the microphone. I feel like it's karaoke. He's like, tell her I'll go to karaoke now.
Who's saying that, Shane?
Yes.
Oh.
What, did he not do karaoke with you? Or what is, this is very specific. What does that mean?
No, so my ex's mom goes on like these rants about how good she thinks I am at singing, but I don't think I'm good. So Shane used to ask me to sing for him and I was like, no. And then he made me promise that on our wedding day you'll sing to me, but obviously he died. So that never happened. But yeah, so now
So
he
he's
probably
telling you
expects
to
me
go
that I do
sing.
that.
He's
Yeah, I do
telling you-
that.
He's telling you to go do some karaoke or invite some people over and do karaoke if you have
No,
a
no, I do it in
karaoke
my
machine.
car. It's like a release for me. But it's
Exactly.
positive.
That's why he's saying, and he'll be singing with you.
Love it.
He loves you so much. He's pulling his energy back.
Okay, thank you, Tracy.
You're very welcome. Andrea, I see you here as well. I'm sorry. And Pearl and everybody, I don't think I'm going to have time to get to everybody. I have another appointment here at 1:30 that I have to get to. But if,
Okay, I was
it's-
having technical difficulties.
yes, see, again, that's Spirit saying come back on Saturday. Your time, see, Spirit will line you up for when is the right exact time, right?
Yeah.
So I hope thank you guys all for coming though. And I hope this was helpful. And I will see you guys all back here again on Saturday.
See you later. Bye.